super chain or assignment, the first sum, the ratio of angular momentum to the magnetic momentum to the angular momentum ratio is equal to E by 2m value. So here magnetic moment is, so in a Bohr orbit, electron is revolving in circular arc with a radius r. So magnetic moment formula is m is equal to I into A area. I means charge by time period into area is pi r square. So time period of revolution. So if it is revolving with constant speed v, the time period is e by, so 2 pi r by v into pi r square. Pi r will be cancelled. So finally e v r by 2. This is the magnetic moment. But you know about angular momentum. Angular momentum L is equal to mvr. So by dividing these two, this is the first equation and second equation. The first equation by second equation, that means magnetic momentum by angular momentum, that ratio becomes E by 2m. In the second sum, we have to find the frequency of oscillation of electron in first Bohr orbit. The frequency f is equal to reciprocal of time period, which is equal to time period is written as 2 pi r by v. But v is equal to speed of light, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So that is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 by 2 into 3.14 into radius of first orbit, that is 0.529 into 10 power minus 10 meters. So 0.529 into 10 power minus 10 meters. So by calculating this, we get 6.6 into 10 power 15 Hz. In third sum, the Bohr first orbit, it is R0. We have to find the diameter of the revolving electron in first Bohr orbit. So diameter is equal to d is equal to 2 times of radius. 2 into radius of first Bohr orbit 0.529 into 10 power minus 10 meters. So here 0.529 are angstrom units we get. So after calculating this, we get 1.058 angstrom units. 1.058 angstrom. In fourth sum, radius of shortest orbit in one electron system is 18 picometers. That is 18 into 10 power minus 12 meters. So but we know about the radius of nth orbit is n square by z into r0. R0 is known as radius of Bohr orbit. So radius of Bohr orbit. So radius of Bohr orbit is 0.53 angstrom units here. So here I am calculating this. So radius of shortest orbit, it is Rn is equal to 18 into 10 power minus 12 is equal to hydrogen atom. So hydrogen atom, that is n. Bohr orbit, first orbit means 1 square into orbit 0.53 by z only. So on calculating this, we get a 3 only. 3 means it is a lithium. So hydrogen, helium, lithium. So that element is lithium. In fifth sum, in Bohr orbit, electron is revolving in it. So in the nucleus, proton is there, proton mass is plus c. So there is a force of interaction between electron and proton. So that provides a centripetal force. So here centripetal force is nothing but electrostatic force. Centripetal force is written as mv square by V square by the radius is Bohr orbit R naught. So R A naught is given A naught. So mv square by A naught is equal to mv square electrostatic force 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into E by A naught square. A naught value cancel. But you have to find the speed of electron. So V square is equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon naught m into A naught. So speed V is equal to root over E square by 4 pi epsilon naught m A naught. So E square root you get E by root over 4 pi epsilon naught m A naught. In a sixth sum, energy required to remove the electron in 10th orbit. Energy required to remove the electron in 10th orbit. That is 13.6 into Z by n square. But here hydrogen like atom H is Z equal to 1 only. So energy required to remove electron in a 10th orbit 10 only. So 13.6. So this is electron volts. 13.6 into 1 by 10 square electron volts, which is equal to 10 square means 100, 0.136 electron volts. This much of energy is needed to remove the electron in a 10. In the seventh sum, ratio of energies of first two excited states of hydrogen atom. So here hydrogen atom Z is equal to 1 is there. So first excited state, so N1 is equal to, so electron jumps from ground state to the first orbit. The first. Second excited state is Z is equal to 1, N2 is equal to 2. The first excited state is 2 only. So thus, this is first excited state. And second excited state. So that third orbit. Then energy needed is equal to 13.6 into Z square by Z by n square only. So here, how much value? The first excited state E1 is equal to minus 13.6 into 1 by 2 square. E2 is equal to minus 13.6 into 1 by 3 square only. So ratio of energy levels E1 by E2E. So I am reversing it 3 square by 2 square, which is equal to 9 by 4. The ratio is 9. In the eighth sum, the energy needed to excite the electron from N1 is equal to second orbit to third orbit is 47.2 electron volts. Here energy needed is 13.6 into Z value. So Z means 1 by N1 square. So N1 square is 2 square minus 13.6 into 1 by N2 square, that is 3 square, is equal to 47.2 electron volts. Here Z is unknown. Here Z square. Z square is unknown value. So Z square by N square. Z square is unknown value. So I am calculating this here. 13.6 into Z square will be common. We get 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9 is equal to 47.2 electron volts. So on calculating this, Z square is equal to nearly, it is 25. So Z is equal to 5 only. Charge number. In the ninth sum, de Broglie wavelength of first orbit is equal to h by mv. So first orbit, n into h by mv. So that is first orbit. First orbit is n is equal to 1 only. H by mv, de Broglie wavelength. So de Broglie wavelength h by mv only. Now, so you know about for first orbit circular motion. R naught is the radius of orbit, V is the speed. So on covering it, after one revolution, angular momentum L is equal to mvr. So, but according to wave theory, the wave velocity V is there here. So lambda is equal to, so angular momentum mvr is equal to n into h by 2 pi. n into h by 2 pi. So r is here r naught only. R is r naught. From this mv is equal to this first orbit 1 into h by 2 pi r naught. 2 pi r naught. 1 into so h by 2 pi r naught only. So by substituting here we get h by mv is replaced with h by 2 pi r naught, which is equal to circumference of first Bohr orbit. First Bohr orbit. Circumference of first Bohr orbit. Okay, in the 10th sum, radius of Bohr orbit is given as x. But we have to find the de Broglie wavelength lambda for third orbit. So you know about lambda is equal to h by mv. But in a third orbit, angular moment L is equal to mvr, which is equal to n into h by 2 pi. So mv is equal to n into h by 2 pi r. So substitute mv value here. So we get 2 pi r by n. But r is the radius of third orbit, which is written as r naught into n square by z. So here substitute r value. So r naught into n square by z only. N1 n cancel. Totally n value is equal to, here n value is 3, z is equal to 1, hydrogen atom, or z is equal to 1. Substitute by n value here, we get the 6 pi x. So that is the de Broglie wavelength. Okay, in 11th sum, angular momentum of second orbit is given as, so L is equal to mvr is equal to n into h by 2 pi. Here second orbit 2 into h by 2 pi. But you have to find the angular momentum for third orbit, which is equal to m b dash r dash is equal to n into h by, that is n dash into h by 2 pi. This is the third orbit, 3h by 2 pi is there. So by dividing these two, L by L dash is equal to 2 by 3. But L dash value is equal to 3L by 2. This is the angular momentum for third orbit. In 12th one, potential energy between proton and electron is given as, so K E square by 3 R cube. It is minus. But force of attraction F is equal to minus du by dr. So by differentiating it, we get a force. The value is K E square by R power 4. So but here this force provides, this is equal to centripetal force. Electrostatic force is equal to centripetal force is there. mv square by r is equal to K E square by R power 4, that is equation 1. For nth orbit, angular momentum L is equal to mvr is equal to n into h by 2 pi. So by squaring it, we get by dividing 1 and 2, 1 by 2. So by dividing 1 by 2 equation, masses will be cancelled. The radius r becomes m k e square 4 pi square by n square h square. This is the radius of nth orbit. Radius of nth orbit r is equal to m k e square 4 pi square by n square h square. What do you know about kinetic energy? So kinetic energy equal to half mv square. So half mv square, velocity is there, substituting it we get k e square by 2 r cube, and total energy of the orbit, potential plus kinetic energy. Potential energy is k e square by 3 r cube and kinetic energy is k e square by 2 r cube. So on calculating it, we get k e square by 6 r cube. Now this is assumed as third equation. So r value substituted in third equation, we get E is proportional to m cube. So energy of orbit is proportional to m cube. In 13th sum, electron is revolving around a Zi nucleus. The electron jumps from second Bohr orbit to third Bohr orbit. It requires energy of 47.2 electrons. Here, the energy difference is written as 13.6 into Z square into 1 by N1 square, that is minus 1 by N2 square. That is so 47.2 electron volts is equal to 13.6 electron volts into z square into 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square. On calculating it, z square is nearly equal to 25. Therefore, z is equal to 5 only. Okay, in 14th sum, f is the frequency required by photon to jump from second excited state, that is means third orbit to ground state. That energy is F is equal to C into Z square. That is hydrogen like atom. In this Z is equal to 1. So in this Z is equal to 1. But here Z is equal to 3 only. Li plus plus is there. So Li plus plus atomic number Z is equal to 3. Therefore frequency of oscillation F dash is equal to C into Z square, 3 square. So it is jumps from first excited state. So first excited state is second state. So ground state to second state. And calculating this, so we get 27 by 4. So by dividing it, F dash by F is equal to 27 by 4C divided by 9 by 8C. CC will be cancelled. So now on calculating it, 27 into 9 by 4 into 8. 4 into 8. Therefore, F dash is equal to 27 into 9 by 4 in 32 of F frequency. This is the 15th sum. Electron is transition takes place from 4E energy state to E energy state. So emitted photon wavelength is lambda 1. Therefore, difference of energy 4E minus E is equal to Sa by lambda 1. This is we get 3E is equal to Sa by lambda 1. This is equation 1. Now the same electron takes a transition from 7E by 3. 7E by 3 to E minus E is equal to Sa by lambda 2. Sa by lambda 2. So now here 4E by 3, totally 7. Okay, 4E by 3 is equal to Sa by lambda 2. This is equation 2. So dividing 1 by 2 here, we have to find the ratio 1. So ratio becomes second equation by first equation. I'm calculating this. Second equation is Sa by lambda 2 into lambda 1 by Sa is equal to 4E by 3 into reversing it 1 by 3. E will be cancelled. Sa cancelled. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 is equal to 4 by 9. 4 by 9.